Yo, what's going on, guys? Double AMP here, and we're back with day 17. And today is our top 5 best slash favorite Christmas movies. And we got Hector, of course, and we have a special guest with us, our cousin Derek.
Back again.
Hello.
How's it
Yeah,
going? How you doing?
doing well, guys. How are you?
Great.
Not too bad. Excited for this one. It's probably going to be my favorite. Well, one of my favorites for sure, because this the top five Christmas movie list took me like probably 10 seconds to make, so.
It was a little harder for me, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because I have my top three, but then it's like, I gotta think about the rest now.
That's true.
I wonder if our top threes are the same.
I almost guarantee it.
All right, who do we
Well,
want to
well, hold
start
on, hold on.
with?
You guys grew up watching the same Christmas movies. I usually wouldn't watch it with you guys, so I think ours are completely different between you two.
Right. I
So
mean,
we'll see, though.
there's like Derek said, he had his top three, and I guarantee you those three movies that he has are what I have, and they're movies that we lived off of during Christmas time and watched
Exactly.
hours and hours out of the day on. So,
Yep.
Yeah, we used to literally watch probably our top three, even in like July.
yeah, just because it's so funny.
That's awesome.
So, all right, who wants to go this time? Who wants to start off with their number five?
I'll start off since your guys is probably going to be around the same for the ending, so you guys could talk about it together. So I feel
Okay,
like I'll start this one off. My number 5 is Home Alone.
oh, really?
Um,
Yep.
Down that far?
Uh huh.
The
And
first one or the second one?
the first one, the 1991.
Okay.
It's just I love the second one too, but the first one is just so original because you don't know what's gonna happen when you first watch it, and then like all the great scenes happen at the beginning where he like wishes that his like whole family disappears, and then everything's going fine, and then gets caught up with those robbers, and then he has to try to figure out a way to like save his whole house until his parents get home, and just and he
Yep.
like throws fake parties so they wouldn't break in that day, and then eventually, and then just all the booby traps and everything, just hilarious. So that I had to throw that in for my top
It's
5 list.
such a funny movie.
Yep.
Who knows?
What do
Maybe he'll understand. Yeah, kids are stupid.
exactly.
Would they come
so
back already? From Paris?
From Paris.
Where'd he go? Maybe he committed suicide.
Oh my god.
great movie.
Mother, where the hell you dressed? Where the hell did you take your shoes off?
Why are you dressed like a chicken? Derek, what's your number five?
My number five is the Polar Express.
Okay.
Mm.
So,
I just about as classic as you can get for an animated Christmas movie, but yet not like it's not an old one. Obviously, it came out in the early 2000s, but just it's timeless. It's a very, very timeless animated movie. The animation's kind of iffy because they instead of just like regular animation, they did that motion capture. But you know what? It works.
yeah,
It works for that film, and obviously, you know me. I grew up loving trains, so of course that was always going to be a thing for me.
right.
I've
Yeah,
still never seen it.
Andrew's never seen it.
I'll just say, Andrew, if you didn't grow up watching it, you might not feel the same about it, like Hector and I probably do.
Yeah,
Probably.
It's definitely
that
it's
movie.
definitely a movie. If you didn't grow up watching it, you might not like it as much as an adult.
Yeah,
I love the music.
if you grew up watching it as a kid, watching it as an adult, it's almost better watching it now to me, just because I don't know. It to me, it's like one of those like it really makes you feel the Christmas spirit, I think, compared to a lot of other Christmas movies.
It
That
makes you feel Christmas nostalgia.
exactly. I mean, it's good animation for what they had, and Tom Hanks obviously does a great job. It just it's
Voicing everybody.
exactly. It's something I watch every year, and if you're looking to get into the Christmas spirit, that is a go-to movie as far as something not as funny like a lot of other Christmas movies, but it's one of those movies that you wanna watch during the holidays for sure.
I just little tidbit about it. I love how the only characters that have a name are Billy and the main kid's sister Sarah.
I know. It's crazy.
And if you put on the subtitles and like the girl and the boy the movie focuses on, their names are Hero Boy and Hero Girl.
Oh, really? I never even thought about doing that.
I know I found that out a long time ago because I'm like I'll put the closed captions on the DVD and it's just like Hero Boy, Hero Girl, what the hell?
Right? So my number five is Christmas with the Cranks. I don't know if either of you have seen that before.
I've seen parts, but I've never seen the whole thing.
So yeah, it's
Never
a
seen it.
Tim Allen vehicle.
Of
Um,
course.
it's funny, but it's not like Christmas Vacation funny. It has its funny moments. It is it's so cool because it's like he wants to go on like a cruise for Christmas because he's tired of doing the same thing every year for Christmas because their community that they live in, they like basically made up their own rules, so they all do the same thing every holiday season.
The
And
dangers of an HOA.
exactly. So he wants to go on a cruise, and she didn't at first, his wife, but then she did, and then their daughter, I think she was in Paris maybe. She was coming home for Christmas, so then they decided not to go. And Tim Allen's all upset because he still wants to go, but it it's it's a movie that has its funny parts. It does make me laugh. But it's something I watch every single year, so that's why it's my number five.
Really?
Yeah.
Movie where he has something done to his teeth and then he can't eat or drink anything. It just falls out of his mouth, isn't it?
Yeah, he got his Botox done before he was gonna go on his cruise, so he's sitting at the table trying to eat and drink, and he's talking, and while he has water in his mouth, keeps pouring down his face. Yeah,
And then isn't there the big Frosty the Snowman guy?
yeah, which they put
The
on
big
their
model?
yeah they put on the top of their roofs every year. Yep. So Andrew, number four.
My number four is The Night Before.
Okay, that's a
Have you
Seth
guys ever seen that?
Rogen, right?
Yep, Seth Rogen.
I have. I think I saw
I
it
have
when
not seen it.
I seen it. I think once when it first came out, but I've only seen it the one time. I don't remember really anything about it.
That movie is so funny. So it starts off with his name's Isaac. He's the there's like they're three best friends and they finally get to go out for Christmas Eve again because that used to be the tradition. Then they slowly stopped doing it because they started getting families and stuff like that. And then Isaac is finally having a kid, so his wife is like, "All right, you can do just go hang out with your friends before we have the baby and everything." So make sure you have a great Christmas Eve night with your friends. So then, like she like buys them like all these kind of drugs and stuff like that, and they all just get like messed up, and they like go to like all these like bars and they're all like mess up and they like sing and then he like I forgot what drug he does, but then he thinks that what are those things called where like with Jesus and Mary and everything like one of those like statues
The
where like Jesus is getting where Jesus was
the
born and
nativity.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he just thinks that like they're talking to him because he's
Uh,
all like messed up and stuff. And then he finally goes to the church where his wife is, and then he just pukes everywhere in the church. it's
oh,
just it's
Oh,
just so funny.
I think I remember
so it's
that part.
basically the hangover during Christmas.
Yes, pretty much.
Uh,
It's so funny.
Wow, you have that over Home Alone. I cannot believe I can't believe it.
I love that movie. I
Oh,
watch that one every year.
Raven saw it.
all right, Derek, number four.
My number four, and I already know there's going to be people that are going to debate this, but I don't care. It takes place during Christmas. It's a Christmas movie to me, and that is the first Die Hard.
Ah, you are absolutely correct. It is.
I love the first Die Hard. That movie takes place during Christmas. It is a Christmas movie as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Just, I don't think you really, when it comes to action movies, I don't think you can get much better than the Die Hard.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I've
But,
watched it. Never seen it.
Me either.
oh, the first, okay. First, when it comes to Die Hard movies, the first four are the best ones. Don't even watch the fifth one. The fifth one is terrible. And if you skip the second one, you're not missing much there. But the first, third, guys, they're the best.
Yep. Huh.
But just now I don't want to start saying my favorite parts because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. You don't know. You guys do not know what you're missing. It's a great movie. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Highly recommend it. You guys need to watch it.
Fair enough.
I'll take the time for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
because we know you're good at your movies, so whatever Derek tells you to watch, you won't be disappointed. I'll tell you that much.
my number four is the Santa Claus. Obviously, another Tim Allen vehicle. Um, obviously, one of my favorite Christmas movies during the holiday season. Honestly, I think I might watch this one, or at least I have this year. I've watched the Santa Claus more than I've watched any of the other ones that I'm gonna say. Um, I don't know, when I'm picking out something that I want to watch, the first Santa Claus, I don't know, I like to watch it. It it's just like a perfect movie, and to me, Tim Allen is the best Santa Claus that anyone's played. So,
I
um,
agree.
I mean, you look at all the other movies with Santa Claus, and it's just Tim Allen looks like Santa Claus. You know what I mean? Like, if you're picturing Santa Claus in your head, you think of Tim Allen as Santa Claus.
Completely agree.
So yeah,
I
obviously
agree.
such a great movie. You know, everyone knows what it's about. You know, he
The fact that he became Santa because he killed Santa.
exactly becomes Santa. He doesn't want to be Santa at first, and then obviously the Christmas spirit ends up growing inside of him, and then he's all in on Christmas, and there you go. He's the new Santa Claus. Such a great movie. Definitely has its funny scenes too. But
Does this look like a little weight to you?
yeah.
I love the doctors listen to his heartbeat and it's jingle bells.
Yep.
I always remember when he's walking down the street, like in like August or whatever, and he's just like, Sarah, nice. Whoever, nice. Then he sees the hot lady and he's like, oh, nice. And she's like, as F.
Yeah. He's like, Veronica, very nice. But yeah, that scene in the doctor's office is funny too, because yeah, he's shaking his stone. He's like, "Does this look like a little weight to you?" So funny. He's like, "It looks like I'm retaining water."
Then when he first becomes Santa, hey, what are you doing on the roof? Oh, okay, Santa Claus just fell off the roof and died.
Yep. Yeah.
And he just completely skipped that part. Like, he just killed Santa Claus.
Right. Yep.
It seems like you killed him.
No, I didn't.
He fell off the roof.
Such a good
Then
movie.
he's gone. Then he's gone, and the clothes are just laying there. Where'd he go? There's a naked guy running around.
Yeah, because he still can't buy into it yet that Santa fell off his roof and everything. All right, Andrew. Number 3.
Jack Frost. No, I'm just kidding. It's Elf. It's Elf. Number 3 is Elf for me.
Really?
Ah.
There's two better ones than Elf, but I grew up watching Elf for Christmas. That movie is so funny, so hilarious. Like we already talked about it, all the scenes.
Yep.
There's so many scenes you couldn't pick from.
God.
Just like the bathroom scene is the best part.
Yeah, I like
Baby, it's cold outside.
when he beats up saying, "You're not Santa. You smell like beef and cheese." He's a fake. He's a fake.
Dad, Dad, there's a scary noise coming from the living room. What does it sound like? Just the radiator, buddy. No, it is. Oh, yes, it is just the radiator.
How'd you get this number? His wife gave it to him.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Oh, the part no one ever talks about, like when Santa crashes in Central Park and Buddy's trying to find the jet engine for the sleigh, and then you see, what's her name, the lady he likes, Zoe Deschanel, watching the news, and then we have breaking news. This is footage we got from an amateur. And I love how he's walking like that Bigfoot footage from like the 60s.
He is too.
Like he does like the wide steps and the big swings with his arm.
Yep.
I always do that. No one ever talks about it.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
That part's hilarious.
I never put two and two together. Wow.
But it's like, watch like that 60s it's probably crap, but Bigfoot footage, how the Bigfoot guy in the suit walks, and then watch how Buddy walks. It's like, they just made fun of Bigfoot. Because they're basically saying seeing an elf is the equivalent of seeing Bigfoot.
Right. What do we got? Derek, you're number 3.
Yep.
All right, here we go. And I almost guarantee you it's just probably the order is different, but me and Hector probably have the same top 3. But my number 3 is Jim Carrey's The Grinch.
That is also mine. Number 3.
I know there are a lot of people that, especially in recent years, do not like this movie. And there's a lot of people that like, obviously, I'll never just tell anyone if they like the original animated film that one's not good. That one's a classic.
Right.
What I didn't like the animated movie that came out a couple of years ago. I thought it was boring.
Yeah, the 2018 one.
There's some funny scenes in that, though, I will admit.
But Jim Carrey's The Grinch, in my opinion, is just a Christmas classic. I saw it when it came out in theaters in the year 2000, and kids in school were quoting that movie for years.
Still are.
And Jim, in the year 2000, you couldn't have picked a better actor to play an eccentric grump like Jim Carrey.
Right.
The only other person, if the movie came out in like the mid-90s, you would have casted as maybe Tim Curry.
Right.
Tim Curry will most definitely be mentioned in a couple of picks later on.
Right.
But just Jim Carrey is just like I didn't even know that was Jim Carrey as the Grinch for like years because it's so like the makeup is so good. He's so over the top and animated. It's just like
and his voice. You would never know it was Jim Carrey if no one told you because his voice doesn't even sound like that. You know.
Hello, little girl. How dare you enter the Grinch's lair?
Yep.
Kill again.
So we won't go into too much more detail about that because there might be another top 5 on that one for you guys soon. So, but yep, that's also my number 3 is obviously How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey one. Such a great movie.
It is.
I agree.
So Andrew,
So many memorable moments.
we're down to our last 2 here.
Yep.
Give us a good one.
All right, my number 2 is Christmas Vacation.
Number 2.
That's number 2 too.
Ooh.
It's Derek's number 2 also?
Yep.
Okay, that's your guys' number 2. Nice.
Every second of that movie's hilarious. You got the turkey dinner scene. You got Cousin Eddie.
Yep.
All of it's just so funny. If you never watched it, I don't know who you are or where you've been, but you gotta watch that movie. We already did our scenes on that too.
Say, if you haven't seen our video we all did on our favorite scenes of that movie, go watch it.
It's
Yeah.
so
Because if we could all three of us just sit here for the next hour and gosh about that movie and our favorite parts.
Yep. Such an amazing
It's
movie.
3 o'clock.
Don't throw me down, Clark. Such a great movie. So that was your guys' number two. My number two, okay. I couldn't put the two movies separate. So my number two is Home Alone 1 and 2 as a pair because I
You
couldn't.
can't watch one without the other.
Exactly. That's the whole reason why. If you're watching the first one, you got to watch the second one. And since we're only doing a top five list, they would both be in my top five. But I wanted to make sure I had another video or another movie in there that I actually liked. So that's why I put both these movies as my number two. Because if I'm watching one, I'm watching the other. So,
Fair enough.
so Home Alone 1 and 2 is my number two for obvious reasons. And again, we won't go too far into that one too because there might be another top five on that as well.
Yep, it's
Very
coming.
true.
So now we're down to our number ones.
hmm
So, Andrew, what is your number one?
I grew up watching this Christmas time, not Christmas time, all year round. The Grinch.
The 2000?
Jim
Of
Carrey.
course. Jim
Okay.
Carrey, of course. And we're gonna do another. We're doing a top five on that too for the scenes. But that
Oh,
movie's so funny.
I would never knock anyone for telling me that The Grinch, the Jim Carrey one, is their favorite Christmas movie. It is so good.
Yep,
I
he does
mean,
such a good job. Nobody else could top. I'm so glad he did it. And nobody else did because nobody would be able to make that movie as good as he did.
100% agree.
Couldn't disagree at all.
So good. Derek, your number one?
I'm like you, Hector. I'm cheating a little bit, but I can't separate the two. My number one is Home Alone 1 and 2. I can't. I'm sure I'll make this point again when we do our top five Home Alone stuff, but I can't watch one without the other. Like they're a pair. You gotta watch them together.
That's right.
And I'm one of those weird guys who I will definitely concede the first Home Alone is absolutely the best and is an absolute Christmas classic. That is the one you watch for Christmas. But I just can't with the second one. I can watch the second one anytime, every time. It is so funny.
I mean, it's so good. The second one, I feel like, is superior to the first, but the original, you always got to put that one first, even if the second one is better, just because that's the one that came out that set the tone for that second movie, and it's
And
amazing.
the second one was just the first one on crack.
Exactly. So my number one was your guys' number two. So me and Derek had our ones and two flip flop. Mine's Christmas Vacation.
Mm.
Always loved it more than anything else. Um, for obvious reasons, we already did our scenes. We could talk about it for hours. Every freaking, like Derek said, half second of that movie is hilarious. Like you sit there watching that movie with a giant smile on your face the whole time. There's no scene.
Anything even happens.
Exactly.
There's a joke in the beginning.
Yep.
They're just singing in the car.
Yep.
'Tis the season to be jolly. La 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 la. Take it away, Russ. La 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 la.
So yeah, that's my number one. It's always been my favorite. So
Me too. So any of these really could be changed in order with me, but like the top three, like put them in any order. They're my favorite Christmas movies.
100% agree.
I can agree
Now,
with that too.
does anyone have any honorable mentions that just missed the cut or anything?
I do.
Okay, what do you got, Derek?
Well, I got two that have already been mentioned and two that haven't. So I'll be interested to see if you guys have the two I haven't mentioned yet. But Santa Claus with Tim Allen, of course, that's a back when Disney made great movies. That was one of them, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
is a
That was
holiday classic.
Yep.
mine too. That was my honorable mention.
And Elf, I had on my honorable mentions.
Solid.
We already mentioned those. Love it. Great movie. And actually, believe it or not, as a kid, I didn't like Elf. I thought Elf was stupid when I was a kid. And then it only like the last like 5-6 years I started rewatching it, and then now it finally clicked why everyone loves it.
Right.
Yep.
But like growing up, like I was not a fan of that movie. I thought everyone was gushing over it. And I can compare it to another Christmas movie that everyone seems to always like that I hate, which was not on any of our lists, hopefully.
Oh,
But
yeah.
But again, I love Elf now. I don't know why it took me so long to get it, but like 5 years ago, I watched it with my wife, and it's just like I get it now,
Yep.
finally.
Yep.
And then the other two, I just got two more,
Yep.
and these two haven't been said yet. But I don't know if you guys watched this on Cartoon Network growing up, but I will always remember it, and it's probably not very good now as an adult, but I'll always have nostalgia for it, and that is the animated movie Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Okay. Didn't even think about that one.
It's always on Cartoon Network back in the day, in like the early 2000s, and every time it was on, I always had to sit down and watch it. I always thought it was so funny and stupid. Like, just like the song, like, Grandma getting run over by a reindeer.
Right.
Grandma gets run over by a reindeer.
Right.
So apparently Santa's out committing vehicular manslaughter.
Exactly.
And then my last honorable mention, it's kind of a two-holiday movie, and you probably know what it is already, but The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yep. So,
Like, you could put that for both holidays.
so I had Polar Express, just missed the cut. Nightmare Before Christmas and Elf also as my honorable mentions. Did you have any, Andrew?
I had Santa Claus and Nightmare Before Christmas, and yeah, that was it. Those two.
All right. And, then,
Oh, thank God the movie I hate didn't make anyone's list.
and would you like to say which movie that is?
A
It
Christmas
could be a
Story.
video on its own, but I cannot stand the goddamn Christmas Story.
I knew it.
Well, that'll lead me into Brenda's top five real quick before we head out on this video. Brenda's top five are: number five is the Santa Claus, number four, Christmas Vacation, number three, Four Christmases, which no one mentioned, which is a pretty good movie.
Never.
Number two, Christmas with the Cranks, and her favorite movie of all time, it's always been her favorite, is A Christmas Story.
Ah,
So there you go.
thing. I never got it. It doesn't do anything for me, and I don't understand why so many people our age are obsessed with it.
Exactly. All right,
Like, I
Andrew.
grew up with. I can go on and on about it. I won't do that here. That might be another list some point.
Right.
Good, yeah.
All right, Andrew. I think we got it all on this one. That was really good. Very good
Yep.
top fives.
That was our top 5 favorite Christmas movies.
Oh, yeah.
You know we're coming back with another video tomorrow, December 18th. And yeah, we only got a couple more days till Christmas, so we're posting every day this month. So thank you. Yep, thank you, Derek, for coming to be our special guest for this one. We really appreciate it.
Of course.
And this is AAMP. We're out. Peace.
Peace.
See you later.